All right. Good afternoon, 602.
Good afternoon, Miss Canela. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. All right, real quick, I just want to lay it out there so everyone's aware. Mr. R is not feeling well today, so he's actually resting. He does not feel good. However, he hopes to be back tomorrow, and his camera got fixed. So now you'll be able to see him. So let me tell you what today's structure is going to be like, and then we're going to actually get right to work. So here's how it's going to go. Today we are going to review ratios for one last time. We are going to review the 3 ways we write.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good afternoon. We are going to write the 3 ways we review a ratio. We're going to write how you create equivalent ratios, and we're going to use ratio language to apply them to real-world situations. That is what we're doing today. You all need to make sure that you have a notebook or paper to write on, a notebook or paper. You're going to need a pen or a pencil to write with, and you're going to need this thing called your brain. So, without further ado, okay, I'm going to get started. The learning target is the same learning target we had on Monday and Tuesday, which I'm going to display on the screen and tell you what you need to write. You are not going to write everything down. Only certain things that I put boxes around, you will write. So let me show you what I mean by that. So let me go into the Zoom link. All right. It doesn't really matter what class you're in because it's all the same work right now. Okay, let's click here. And let me open up on Cami Editor so we can start typing away and get right to work. So here's how it's going to go. To start us off, I'm going to have Shaylin read me the first page, the learning target and the vocabulary. The person to do question 1, 2, and 3 is going to be Daniela. After Daniela goes, I'm going to have Angie go. All right. Daniela, you're going to read the learning, not Daniela, Shaylin, you're going to read the learning target. The word is ratios. Go ahead, Shay. Shaylin, are you having trouble over there? Joseph, help her out. You're going to take Shaylin's spot. You're going to read the learning target all the way down to letter C. Go ahead.
Learning target. I can write ratios that compare 2 quantities. I can use ratio language to determine the relationship between the 2 quantities.
Can you read the lesson notes?
Today's scholars will review what ratios are, the 3 ways to write ratios, find equivalent ratios, and apply them to real-world situations.
Good. There's one vocabulary word, ratio. Can you read to me what's typed there and then what it says in blue when you're done?
Okay. So a ratio is a way to compare 2 different quantities. 3 ways to write ratios are to use the word 2. As an example, rate 5 to 7. You can use a colon, as in like 6:11, or use it like a fraction, like 1/2.
Now, you must write these down in your notebook. The 3 ways to write a ratio. The learning target's at the top of the page that you need to write down. And you need to write down what Joseph just read, that we write a ratio using the word 2, colon, and a fraction. I'm giving you 30 seconds to write this down. Go. Again, you're writing what's in the pink square here. 3 ways to write a ratio. And we're dealing with ratios today. We use the word TO2. We use a colon, which is the dot, and we use the fraction. Isabella, I know that you're getting somebody, but I don't know if there's a way you could write this down. All right, so Cynthia, 128. Let me just go write that down. All right, next off. There are 3 ways to compare quantities and ratios. The first way is a part to part. The second way is part to whole. And the third way is whole to part.
Do we write that down?
Nope, only what's in the pink box, young lady. If you want to write part to part, part to whole to part, you can, Daniela, but you are not expected to. Okay? Okay. Let me just see who just arrived now. Let's see. All right, we're gonna move on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, number 3. We definitely got to write this down and pay attention. Okay, I'm gonna explain to you what I did here. So we want to know what equivalent ratios are. And equivalent ratios are ratios that name the same or equal comparisons. So number 3 is what's being copied in your notes. Equivalent ratios are ratios that name the same or equal. The word equivalent has the word equal in it. That's how you remember what it is. So in equivalent, it means equal or same. Now, Alan, if I'm at 1 and I want to get to 2, what do, Alan?
If you're at 1, you want to get to 2,
Yeah, what do I multiply by?
you multiply by 2.
Good. So, Alan, if I multiply the numerator by 2, what do I do to the denominator? If I want to get to 4, 2 times what is 4, sir?
2.
2. I want you to write this algorithm down in your notebook. Okay? Now, we can now all see that 1/2 is equal to 2/4. Because if you see in blue, you multiply or divide by the same number on the numerator, which is the top, and the denominator, which is the bottom. Whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. I cannot stress that enough because it is going to be in your independent work for you to complete. And you will see it on your exit ticket. Okay? So again, you either multiply or divide, and you're going to look at the answer choices to determine what you need to do. Let me just write down that this person just arrived late. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to move on now. This is just a visual. Okay. Question 1, 2, and 3. I think that was you, Daniela. So before you read that, you do not have to write this down. You just listen. Go ahead, Daniela. Tell us what does it say to do?
Okay, so the directions say to write the correct letter on the line that matches the definition. So let's start with question 1. So from the stuff we wrote down, question 1's answer is C.
Which is what?
A comparison of two quantities by division.
And what is a comparison of two quantities by division called?
A ratio.
Good. Keep going. Do number 2 and 3, please.
Number 2 is ACE. And ACE says ratios that have same equivalent comparisons.
Good. Because what word is in there to help you remember?
Equivalent.
Good. Go ahead, Danielle. You're doing well. Keep going.
And question 3, 3 ways to write a ratio, is B, since it says all of the 3 ways to write a ratio, using the word 2, colon, and writing it as a fraction.
Thank you, Daniela Brito. I really appreciate you. Again, you do not have to write this. No writing. This was just a check for understanding. Ready? You don't have to write that down. Thank you, Daniela. All right, question 4 now. I think I assigned somebody, no? Angie, was that you? Okay, Lorena's name is in here. Oh, I should have picked Lorena, but that's okay. Good, Angie. Can you read the question that Lorena did?
Lorena wanted to write a ratio of the number of apples to the number of peppers in her refrigerator. She wrote 1:3. Did Lorena write the ratio correctly? Justify and explain your answer.
Okay, looking at the image, Angie, how many apples are there?
4 apples.
There were 4 apples.
Oh, I mean 3 apples.
And how many peppers are there?
1.
So what's the correct ratio that she should have written?
3:1.
So I'm going to say 3:1, or we say 3:1, right? Now, question, that's the correct ratio, right? Correct ratio. Now, going back to the question, which says this, ooh, undo, sorry guys. Okay, going back to the question. It says, Lorena says that apples is the first object. So there are 3 apples. She says there's 1 apple. Is that true? Is there 1 apple in this image?
No.
And is there 3 peppers in this image?
No.
So how do we write an explanation? Lorena is what?
Lorena is incorrect
Why?
because there are 3 apples and 1 pepper.
Does everyone see that? So the ratio should be 3:1, 3:1, and 3/1. Everyone see what I did there? Well, what Angie really did there. Okay, so write something like that down in your notes. I'm going to give you another 20 seconds because all you technically were writing was the red and the purple. 20. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5.
Wait, give me more time.
4. 3. And erase the top part. 2. And looks like people are still writing. I'm going to give you another 5 seconds. Remember, thank you, Albert, for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. Okay. If you didn't get the notes, you can get it from your peer if you're in the school. If not, you can go back to this recording because I'm going to post it. Okay. Going to move on to the next one now. Number 5. Hey, Alan, you're up. This one's for you. Number 5, sir. Can you please read it?
The table below shows different possibilities for the number of games a team would need to win to maintain a certain percentage of win.
Okay, can you read the bottom? What does the question ask?
Question is, which ratio of the number of games won to the number of games played could also be included in the table? Hint, think equivalent fraction/ratios.
All right. So I'm going to walk you through what this W is. This W is going to show me the games that I won. You'll see why in a second. And the P is going to represent played. I'm actually going to change this to another color so you don't get confused. You're going to see why I color-coded it in a moment. I'm going to use red. So, Alan, I want to know how many games did I win and how many games did I play according to the table? Can you give me an equivalent ratio?
So the amount of games won were 6, and the amount of games played were 10.
Okay, so 6/10. Hold on one second because somebody just came. Arlenis, did you want to add on to that? Arlenis? No? Okay, Arlenis, you're going to do the next
It
one.
was just I wanted.
Wait, what? Arlenis, what were you going to say? So 6 to 10. So for every 6 games I won, I played 10. Now, Alan, we want to find an equivalent ratio. So how am I going to find an equivalent ratio? If I pay attention to the first number, I notice that the numbers are getting larger or smaller.
They're getting larger.
So if the numbers are getting larger, am I going to multiply or am I going to divide?
We're gonna multiply.
Huh?
We're gonna multiply.
Right. I'm going to multiply by what to get one of these answer choices? 6 and I want to get to 12. 6, I want to get to 30. You see? So what do we want to multiply by?
You could say 5.
Want to multiply by 5?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if that works. Let's see if we get, what's 6 times 5?
6 times 5 is 30.
Good. Don't write this down, guys. 10 times 5 is what?
10 times 5 is 50.
So 30 over 50. Is 30 then 50 an answer choice in that order?
No.
No, so can that be true? Can that be an equivalent ratio? It's not on the table. It's equivalent, but it's not what they're asking. So let's try a different number. So we know that 30 over 50 is not there. Do you want to try, how do we get to 12? Let's start there.
You have to go by 2.
Okay, so to get to 12, multiply by 2. So if I multiply 6 times 2, I get 12. What do I do to the 10?
Let's multiply 10 times 2.
Which gives me what?
20.
So 12 over 20, is that an answer?
Yes.
Yeah, which one is it?
A.
A. Does everyone see what he did there? I want you all to see how we got A. 12 over 20 is equivalent or equal to 6 tenths. I'll show you why. 6 times 2 is 12, and 10 times 2 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 6, and 20 divided by 2 is 10. I hope you saw that, because there's a question just like this later on your work. I'm going to start at the top. Okay? All right, we're going to move on. We're almost done, and then you're going to work independently on your own. Thumbs up if you're with us so far on what we're doing. I'm actually going to ask someone to repeat back to me what we're doing. Emma, what have we been doing right now? What did we just practice? Or somebody in that classroom. Emma, Shaylin, Alberry, Boris, somebody.
Emma's computer just froze.
Can I read it?
Okay, hold on one second. Okay, thank you, Miss Burgos.
You're welcome.
Can somebody tell me, what did we learn? What are we learning if you're in the school? Maybe Michelle or Kevin or Boris? Can somebody tell me what we're learning? Or what did we just practice? You get kickboard points. Good, Kevin.
And Shaylin has the answer, she said.
Okay, let's hear from Kevin and then we can go to Shaylin. Kevin, what are we learning?
Learning what's that word?
Ratios?
Yeah.
Okay. Shay, what do you want it to say, Shay? Because I saw you shaking your head. What?
She was gonna say ratios.
Okay, and Emma too?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's look at this question. Practice problem number 6. Let's try Jean Carlos. Can you read where it says Brandon's trail mix? I'll help you. I just want you to read Brandon's trail mix. Can you read me the numbers that have the black circles?
Okay. 5 cups of oats, 3 cups of seed, 1 cup of nut, 2 cups of raisins.
Very nice. Jean Carlos, repeat after me. Write the ratio of oats to seeds in 3 ways. So before you do that, I just want to recap. We write a ratio using the word to. We use this thing called a colon. Right? This is a colon with closed circles. I should make that clearer. And then we write a ratio as a fraction. Order matters. Okay? So
Okay.
now, check this out, bud. The first object is oats. How many oats are there?
5.
And then the second number is seeds, right? So check this out. How much seeds are there?
3.
3. So we're going to write the ratio. 5 what? Which do you want to use first?
5. 3.
5. What goes in the middle?
Colon.
A colon.
Okay, colon.
3. So we did this was as good. We have these two other ways to write a ratio. So let's think
Okay.
about it. 5. What word is that?
2.
2. And what number? How much seeds are there? You just told me.
3.
Good. And the last way is to write it as a,
Fraction.
yes, okay, fraction. So what is the fraction?
3 to 5.
Is it 3 to 5 or 5 to 3? Careful.
Oh, 3, 5.
Well, 3, 5 would be seeds. I want oats. We got to,
5, 3.
there you go. Thank you, Miss Burgos. All right, can I hear from Boris because he's in there?
Yes, Boris is here.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to erase that, okay? I'm going to keep this up there, but I'm going to take this. We're going to use example A to help us do B, okay? So Boris, we want to know the ratio of nuts to raisins. So here's what I'm going to do to help you out, bud. We want nuts, which is 1, and we want raisins, which is 2. We want the ratio of nuts to raisins, just like Jean Carlos did. Help us out. How many nuts are there?
1,
1. Good. And how much raisins is there?
2.
Okay, what goes in the middle? We got 2 colon fraction. What do you want to do first?
2.
Okay, the word TO, that's one way. Can you give me 2 other ways? We use the word 2. What's another way to write this ratio?
1 colon 2.
Good job, Boris. And the last way?
1 half.
Yeah, 1/2 as a fraction. You see, you know how to do it. Good for you. Everyone got that? Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm going to keep the work up, but I'm going to keep this space free for the next problem, okay? Now, Shaylin, you're going to help me out on number 3. We're going to write 3 equivalent ratios, okay? So now we're going to be looking at 2 different items. We're looking at nuts and oats. Nuts and oats. So I'm going to use blue. Nuts to, let's try red, oats, okay? Now, how many nuts are there, Shay? What? 1. So N is nuts. There's 1. How many oats is there? 5. Good, I heard you. So 1/5 is what I'm starting with. Now I got to figure out 3 equal ratios. So we can either multiply to make the number larger, or we can divide to make the number smaller. So clearly this is already simplified. So we have to make it bigger by multiplying. So what would you like to multiply by? I'm just going to change the color here so it's a little bit more colorful. Actually, I'm going to do pink or something. Okay, what do you want to multiply by? What? 5? Okay, that works. Let's multiply by 5. Help me out. What's the new ratio? Multiply your numerators, your top. 1 times 5. Mm-hmm. And 5 times 5.
25.
Okay, so one answer is 5/25, okay? 5/25. There's many answers. Now, I can also do something to this 5 and 25 if I want to find another equal ratio. So check that out. I can keep multiplying by 5, or we already multiplied by 5. What's another number we can multiply by? So help me out, Shay. 1 times 2. 2. And what's my denominators? So 2/10 is the same because 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Does that make sense so far, folks? Okay, I'm trying not to go too fast, so if I do, just please tell me. Now we need to find one more because we need 3. We found 2. So we're going to do the same exact method. We multiplied everything by 5, and we multiplied by 2. So Shay, what other number would you like to do now?
6.
Okay, you're picking these high numbers, man. Okay, 6. Help me out. What's my new fraction?
6 over 30.
6/30. Does everyone see 6/30?
Yes.
Because 6 divided by 6 is
Easy.
1. 30 divided by 6 is 5. 1 times 6 is 6. 5 times 6 is 30. This is very important because when we move into ratio tables after your IA and unit rate, you guys got to know this, okay?
Okay.
And you got to know this like when you go to the store and you buy something, you got to figure out how much like 1 ounce of water is going to cost. If I buy this bottle for $1.30 and I got to pay 5 cents per bottle deposit and tax, you know, $1.50, and I'm buying 16 ounces, I got to know how much 1 ounce is, right? So that's why you need to know this math. Not just because of the test, but you need to know because it's around you. All right, I'm going to erase that now. Actually, I'm not going to even erase it. We're going to move on to the last question. All right, last but not least on this one. Javon. Can you read number 7? It says Tyrone. Javon Tyson. This is how you get your participation points. Participating and taking notes and responding. Okay, I'm going to call on Isaiah Lay because I don't see you and I want to hear from you. Please read number 7. The name is Tyrone.
Tyrone is making carrot bread. He needs 5 cups of carrots for every 2 cups of sugar. What is the ratio of the cups of carrots to the cups of sugar that Tyrone will need? Write the ratio in the 3 different ways and write one equivalent ratio.
Okay. So what are we going to do here? Help me out. I don't know what to do. Teach us. What do we do? How many carrots are there? So watch. We're going to write carrots over sugar, yeah? That's what it asks me. I need to first I got to create the ratio in order to find something that's equal, correct? So I know that I'm comparing, it says, what is the ratio of carrots to sugar? So the 2 things I'm comparing is carrots and sugar, right? Are you with me, Isaiah? Because I'm not doing this problem. You're going to help me. How many cups of carrots are there?
5.
So is that the numerator or the denominator?
Numerator.
Good, match up. 5 represents carrots. It goes on top. Bam, I did that. How much sugar is there?
2 cups.
So where does the 2 go? The numerator or the denominator?
Denominator.
Good. Bam. So the ratio now is 5/2. I need to take that ratio and I need to write it 3 ways. So we just did 1. I'm going to help you out. 5/2. What's the 2 other ways to write this ratio?
Another way could be 5. 5.2.
You just said it. 5. Yeah, 5:2. And the third way, we did fraction colon and we use 1 word. What's that?
1 word.
Right here.
2.
Good. 5, 2, 2. We're comparing carrots first, then sugar next. You write the ratio in order because order matters. Now, the next part, I want to hear from maybe Michelle. 5, you could do this, Michelle. 5 over 2. I want to find something equal, Michelle. So I can multiply or divide. What would you like to multiply by, Michelle? What number do you want to multiply by, Michelle? Somebody help her out. Somebody help out Michelle. Go ahead, Emma.
2,
Okay, Emma. So 5 times 2, Emma.
10,
Okay, what's my denominators? Over 2 times 2?
4,
So 10 over 4. We can also say that it's 10 colon 4.
or 10 to 4.
Good job, Emma. Right? I'm sorry, it's a little sloppy there, okay? Does everyone see how she got that? Ask me now if you're like, yeah, miss, I don't know what you're doing. All right. Let me explain to you what's going to happen next. You are going to be working independently on this problem. There's a few problems you're going to work on. There are 4 problems in the form on independent work. You're going to read the table on Isaiah, and you're going to answer the questions. But you got to know to find the total number. To find the total, you have to add this up. Total means add. So when you add this up, then you can answer the questions. Okay? On number 9, Michelle's mother prepares a plate. I wrote this question for you, Michelle, of 5 peaches and 4 apples, right? For 8 of her friends. We want to know the ratio of fruit to friends. So to find the total number, you have to add them up. 5 plus 4 would be 9. So 9 and 8, you have to write that ratio 3 ways. This question, you have to find the total first and then find the ratio. Number exit ticket. Listen to me, Miss Burgos. You hear what I'm saying? We got.
It's been a long day, Miss Canella.
I know. It's been this. I don't know why cameras are off. I'm really confused right now. I'm not sure why. So it's okay. I'll handle it in a moment. Okay, so we have Simon used 3 pears and 9 apples. We want to simplify 3 over 9. So when you do this, 3 over 9, you're going to have to reduce the fraction. Okay? Still don't know why cameras are off, but that's okay. Which of the following is not equivalent? I want to review this question with you, so I suggest you pay attention. 1 over 2. I want to know, how do I get to 3 over 6, Angie? What do I do? How do I get from 1 to 3?
You multiply
By what?
by 3.
Good. So if I multiply the numerator by 3, I get 3. And if I multiply 2 times 3, do I get 6?
Yeah.
So 1/2 is the same as 3/6, right? Because the question says which is not, so it can't be that. Let's look at 4/8. This is your independent work, so if I were you, I'd pay attention. How do we go from 1 to 4, Angie? What do I do?
Multiply by 4.
Okay, and 2 times what gives me 8?
2 times 4.
So is 4/8 the same or equal to 1/2?
This
Yes.
is easy.
Yes. Okay, let's try the next one. So now we want to look at if I have, right, 10 and 19 now. Angie, 1 times what is 10?
1 times 10.
Okay, bam. If I multiply 2 times 10, do I get 19?
No.
So is that true?
No.
Exactly.
It's not true.
So it's C.
Okay? Now,
Yeah.
the last question, I need you to pay close attention because there's been a lot of questions throughout the day on this one. Which of the following situations represents a ratio of 5 over 3. If you read the hint, think equivalent ratios. So how do I find an equivalent ratio of 5 over 3? Javon Tyson, this one is for you. Unmute yourself and tell me. What am I going to multiply by?
Independent.
Huh? I'm just helping you because I know you guys are going to struggle. All day the kids had trouble on these. Yeah, and it's interesting because I went over them, but then when they had to do it independently, they still didn't get it right.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll get the answer with the teacher and then it's.
Exactly, me too. So that's why I'm trying to kind of give you some pointers now, okay? So 5 times what would give me an equivalent ratio?
Times.
What can we multiply by? Want to try 2, guys? Burgos, what do you think?
Yankel said 2.
Again, Kel said 2?
Mhm.
Okay, so can you tell me what 5 times 2 is?
Yankel, ¿qué es 5 y 2? 10.
And 3 times 2?
32. 6.
So then he has to figure out, and you guys, which answer has 10 and then 6 in that order? A,
¿Cuál,
B, C, or D?
cuál es A, B, C o D? ¿Cuál es A, B, C o D? No, mira tu cosa, 10 de 6.
Can I say the answer?
Mira, mira bien la letra. You said D.
Yes, Yankel, you see that? That's what you guys are going to have to do now. Now, here's what's going to happen. I need everyone, before you do your work, I need you to take your papers that you wrote on your notebook, and I need you to hold it up to the screen so you can get credit because I'm taking
Oh, tu papel de notas.
Lorena, Mariama.
Show her your notes.
Guys, show me your notes if you want credit today.
Show your notes.
No credit.
I got 2 notes.
Great, whatever notes you got. Okay, ready? So Cynthia, I'm not sure where your notes are at. Isabella, I guess no notes. Okay, there's the notes. Okay, hold them up. Okay. So now I'm going to release, listen to my directions. I'm going to allow you to do the independent work. One chance. Write the questions on your paper. And then when you're done, you'll do the the exit ticket. And then if you have time, you'll start your iReady because you're supposed to do 150 minutes a week of iReady. So it's independent, exit ticket, then iReady. Boris, what are we doing? What are the 2 assignments we have to complete?
Independence practice and exit ticket.
Good. After you complete the independent and exit ticket, what should you be working on next? One last thing.
iReady.
Beautiful. All right, I'm going to open up the work now. And as soon as I open it up, which is in 2 seconds, I suggest you write it down. You're only getting one chance, guys, so please take your time. This is actually going to boost your grade up. I need the independent done first. Independent. Do not do exit ticket. Independence open. Begin. If you paid attention to what I just showed you, you should get an easy score of a 75 or a 100%. And I'm going to check the scores.
Na, 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 na. Cause we both know we're better in